Last month in Salt Lake City, world number 1 Stefan Hansen took gold in the men's individual, and 3-time Hyundai Archery World Cup finals champion Sarah Lopez claimed her 8th individual gold medal. This month the World Cup rolls into Germany, where Berlin's famous Olympic Stadium played host to the qualifying rounds. With only a few places left for Samson, every event has gone right down to the wire. The Netherlands' Jody Vermeulen has come from nowhere to make her first gold medal final on the Hyundai Archery World Cup circuit. If she could beat France's Sophie Dodemont, then she would be the biggest surprise qualifier for Samson. If she couldn't, she would get nothing, and waiting in the wings was Italy's Marcello Tognoli, who would qualify in 4th spot on points.
3 arrows per archer per end. Good start there. Dodemont next. She's the archer at the moment. Slight favourite perhaps for gold here.
At least for me she is.
Links hoog 9,6.
But I'm sure Marcella Tognoli will beg to differ.
Oh, eronder door. Nee, zo 4,2. Die ging eronder door. Hij was ook prima geschoten.
Holding on. Moves up into a 9, but a 29 out of 30 is enough for Dodemont to take an early lead here. Now, the key thing here is Dodemont has qualified for Samson whatever happens through the world rankings.
But I'm guessing she'll still want to take the gold medal home.
And how important is that?
That's what I like to see.
Dix.
9, 10, 9.
9, vielleicht 10.
Keurige 10.
10.
10,5 links.
Sophie looks very in control when she's shooting. She has a really controlled and subtle technique.
9.
If anything, the grouping's got better for Vermeulen, though. Just dropping that one into the 9.
It's a similar shot as well to the previous end.
It's an 8.
But that has opened the door. There will be a measure here because Dodemont's first arrow, marked as a 9, will be measured for the chance of upgrading to a 10.
10, 10, 8.
Target 1, 10, 10, 9.
I think we've got the confirmation on the scoreboard there. Sophie Dodemont's first arrow has been upgraded to a 10.
10.
She's found the middle.
Ouais,
10.
10. Links hoog 10. Geef hem maar een tikkie naar links. zit iets te ver links.
Holding on again. It looks like it's on the line.
It does look like it. A fun fact about Jodie is that she's been shooting for really long, also internationally. I used to go on competitions with her when we were still both juniors and cadets even. Then she took a break, I think, to finish her studies, and after that she got back to archery and actually started off better than where she left off. So.
5.
Well, that's definitely a 10 and a potential upgrade again. I think both of us here suspect that 9 for Dodemont will be upgraded to a 10.
It's 10, 10, 10.
The scoring judge calling 10, 10, 10 for Sophie Dodemont. And she has snuck back into the lead after 3 ends.
9-10 liner. Probably a 10.
Allez, Sophie.
Coach is calling it a 10.
10.
10.
Pressure applied to Vermeulen. Dodemont shooting so consistently well.
9.
That's just out.
Hij zit te hoog.
Ouais.
10.
Très bien, Sophie.
Consistency again. And right down the middle there for Vermeulen here, the 3rd arrow, the best of the lot. And confirmation that first arrow will be measured, but a 10 here will definitely extend the lead for Dodemont.
Some wobble in there.
Spotted,
I think that might be a 9.
Je peux regarder tirer.
9, so Vermeulen on for a measure here, and we'll have to listen out for the scoring judge, because that first arrow we both think is going to get upgraded to a 10. There is Marcella Tognoli, and she is looking on in the crowd. She's got the bronze here.
Lekker, Jodie. Lage
10.
Well, Dutch isn't that great, but I think he said that was good.
Yeah, he said that was a tasty shot, in fact.
10.
She's holding on to this one.
Ouais, super, Sophie.
Again, look at all the holes in that target in the centre.
9.
A 9 for Vermeulen.
I think she just dipped under the 10 ring with her sight and then couldn't correct it at the right time.
10. 5.
9.
Well, Dodemont held on to that one again.
I wonder if Marcella has any nails left after this.
Vermeulen, another 9.
net eroverheen.
That's not putting a lot of pressure on it.
No, 9 to win here, and Dodemont hasn't shot. Well, she's actually shot 1-8 in the whole match.
5. 4.
Held on. Yes, that is in the middle, and that is a 10. And Sophie Dodemont has taken the gold medal here in Berlin. She'd already qualified for Samson through her World Cup rankings, but now she frees up a ranking spot because she's going to claim a spot through winning in Berlin. And that lady there is the beneficiary. She got a bronze a little bit earlier on today, but Marcella Tognoli.
Ouais, elle me l'avait dit sur le terrain d'entraînement, donc j'étais au courant. Après, voilà, je suis très heureuse pour elle qu'elle le fasse, et voilà, c'est... Est-ce qu'elle t'a dit quelque chose? Oui, elle m'a remercié. Elle m'a remercié comme tous les Italiens d'ailleurs. Donc, non, et puis j'ai même eu un petit cadeau des Italiens.
When German archer Christina Hauser received life-changing news in 2016, there was more at stake than archery.
Well, it's definitely impressive to shoot here. And of course we also thought about the time when all of this was filled up with people and cheering and greeting. Yeah, but in the end you have to focus on your own stuff, so it's beautiful, but the main venue is just over there on the target. 2016 I was diagnosed with cancer in August, and it's a lymphatic system kind of cancer, morbus Hodgkin. Well, it's not good news. Yeah, 6 chemotherapies and all gone and good, and life goes on. I think in my age you never think about being mortal, so you do everything, you give 100%, and at that point I realized, no, sometimes it's okay to just give 50% in life. You don't have to do everything, you don't have to be there for everybody, just watch out for your own story, for your own life, enjoy, relax, and have a good time. You only get one life. And in archery it's the same, you're always competitive, and it's a lot of pressure actually, and relax. It doesn't change anything if you are in a good mood or in a bad mood, if you lose or win. In the end of the day, you sleep and you start a new day, so yeah. I went to the World 3D Championships in Roubaix in France last year, and it was more like a fun tournament for me. When I made the break for about 6 months, I lost a lot of power, so I started with a little bit of fun shooting with a bare bow, and I thought, yeah, try the local championships and the national championships, and then they said, okay, Germany is allowed to shoot the first time at a World Championships, and I thought, yeah, why not? I want to have fun, I want to enjoy it, and I want to show what I am able to do. So winning with a lot of fun would be nice.
Perfect score.
In a high-quality first end, India took a 2-point lead. The French responded in kind, drawing the scores level with 5 maximums of their own.
10-10, perfect score.
The pressure told in the third end when India's Muskan Kira shot a 6. And then overcompensated 3 hours later to leave her team trailing by 5. The Indians recovered their composure in the final end. But Sansanot held her nerve to shoot the required 10.
Yes.
And it is a 10.
And secured gold for France. Perhaps something of a surprising finalist, Croatia were the only obstacle between a dominant USA and their 3rd gold medal from 4 finals.
Good strong shot, Brady.
And although the Americans started with a swagger,
10-10-10.
A perfect score there.
only a point separated the teams after the first end.
10.
In perfect conditions, the Croatians, led by men's individual finalist Domagoj Budin, began to pile on the pressure.
10-10-10.
There you go. That's all you can do in a moment like this.
It was arrow for arrow in the third end, and the Croatian grouping couldn't have been tighter.
10-10-10.
All right, Chris. Good strong shot, buddy.
In the end, Chris Schaff was visibly struggling to keep up with the relentless pace of 10s.
All right, Braden, put it in.
And the Croatians closed in on an unlikely but thoroughly deserved victory.
Under 5 seconds. Oh, Croatia had to shoot well, and boy, did they shoot well.
In the mixed team final, Denmark's Tanja Jensen and Stefan Hansen went up against the Americans' Paige Pierce-Gore and Chris Schaff, who was hoping for redemption after the disappointment of the men's team final. But his nerves looked shaky in the early exchanges, and the Danish pair took full advantage.
Yep, X. Stack 10 now. Put it in the middle and just execute. Yep.
Lovely. The coach there should get a tape recorder and just put that on a loop. Put it in the middle and just execute.
Well, that is the essence of archery.
Rio Wild's encouragement might have sounded like a broken record,
Put it in the middle and just execute. Good, strong shot, Chris. Good,
but the
strong
dulcet tones did the trick as the Americans roared
Yep.
back in the second end.
Hey, nice comeback. Good job.
In the third end, Gore and Schaff visibly relaxed into their shots.
Yep.
Extra 7.
It is shooting really well, and he's just got better and better.
In the final end, Hansen and Jensen did everything possible to stay in touch.
Yep.
But the Americans' consistency proved too much, and Chris Schaff executed one last good, strong shot to take gold.
And another 10. So the USA are confirmed as the gold medalists in the mixed team compound event here in Berlin.
Every archer competes with the same invisible force, the wind. USA's Braden Gelantine explains the challenges.
The goal for archery is to hit the 10 ring. There are so many variables working against you, and the one that you can't see is wind.
Picking up here in the booth.
We can see Werner wobbling around. He's holding on to this one. 5 seconds left. And he's pulled that one off the target completely.
If you ever want to know exactly how it feels to be out in the wind and feel like you're outclassed by it, just watch my bronze medal match from Salt Lake City, and you'll see someone who has lost their zero, has no idea where to aim, and just is struggling. There's 3 main things that I look at when I'm trying to figure out where to aim. There is the flag on top of the target, there is the the big soccer flag in the middle of the field, and then there is what I feel on myself. The drift is going to be manipulated by the flag that's on the target, and then I'm using the wind that's on me to try to pick lulls and calmer times or more consistent times to shoot. So there are 3 methods that archers use to compensate for the wind. Aiming off is the first one. If you have a really consistent wind and you want to aim in the 8 ring or aim in the left 9-8 line, you can do that. What that means is put your sight pin the opposite of where you think the arrow's gonna land. Second, you can canter bow. So what that means is you're going to angle your top limb into the wind to try to counteract it. You have a little bit of a reference on your bubble, so you can do like a half bubble, 3/4 bubble, full bubble, left or right, in order to kind of move the arrow. Third is a combination of both. You can click your sight. So you're just going to aim in the middle and you're going to look and say like, okay, the arrow's going to hit right, halfway through the 9 ring. So you give it like 6 or 7 clicks and then aim on in the middle. So wind throws a lot of monkey wrenches into your shot, and it breaks it down. It's really hard to commit to making a good shot. The most important thing is maintaining your perfect shot even in less than ideal conditions.
20-year-old Domagoj Buden from Croatia shot for the individual compound gold against Mike Schlusser of the Netherlands. A win would qualify him for Samson, a loss would send him home. Watching on with interest was French archer Pierre-Julien Deloche. If Schlusser took gold, a 4th spot qualifying on points would open up for the Frenchman.
9.
Rechts hoog. 9,8 ongeveer.
Nine.
I've just taken a look at the averages of each person. Mike has a 9.89, so basically a 9.9 average. Domagoj has a 9.80 average, and they're both ridiculously high this event.
10.
Especially if you take into account that it has been windy this week.
10.
Lage X op de rand. Christina die zit een fractie rechts van het kruisje.
Well, matching each other point for point, arrow for arrow here in this gold medal match.
10.
And there's a few of your compatriots in the crowd, and he seems to be getting a round of applause. But there's plenty of Croatian support here as well.
Yeah, for sure.
10.
We talked a little bit earlier on about, you know, one athlete can actually start having a net effect on team results. Buden also helping the Croatians in his current rich vein of form.
Yeah.
Det är fullt igen.
9.
Lijevo I dalje. Prima.
He was not pleased with that shot, but he still shot in the middle. But for me, it looks like the middle, but I'm sure he would have liked to shoot it in the extra. A really good shot.
Really good stuff from both athletes there. Third end, and what an arrow to start it off, right on the button.
10.
Slightly low, but still scores like an X.
Yeah, slightly low. It's so incredibly close to the centre.
10.
But at this level, this is the level of consistency we've been looking for, and we've talked about the conditions being good for high scores, and wow, we are getting some high scores.
7, 6.
Good shot.
10.
Linkse 10,5. Mooi op hoogte.
Well, perfect score in reply from Buden. Schlosser got one in the second end. And he gets another one in the third end.
10.
So calm. These guys are absolutely putting on a show here.
He used to live at the training center with Mike, and he would have days where he shot maybe 3 9s in 3 hours.
10.
Well, it's rubbing off on Domagoj Buden.
Yeah, it is.
He's not going to get another perfect. So he shot a 9 first arrow and then hasn't missed the 10 since then.
9.
You saw by the shot that he wasn't happy with where it went off. Because with a recurve, if you shoot, you can sort of steer it a bit. With a compound, your release will go off.
The Bulls with the 9 with the last arrow. 10.
Another 10 from him. That's 3 10s from Schlosser, and this is all over.
10.
If you're not enjoying this, I don't think you'll ever enjoy archery.
It's incredible. Oh, he just flinched a little bit there.
That might cost him.
Smiri polako.
Another 10 from Mr. Perfect. Buden's just got to recover quickly from that 9 and get this one in the 10 just to put a bit more pressure on Schlosser. Drifts out to the 9.
So an 8 will be enough for Mike to clinch this match.
And the dream of Samson is fading for the Croatians.
Good.
Oh my word! He needed an 8 to win. And my goodness me, that's all he got. And I think that is possibly the worst arrow he's shot all week.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Unbelievable. What on earth happened there? He needed an 8. He got the 8 to win. He gets his second win of the season. And with that man there, PJ Deloche, qualifies for Samson. Come on, he didn't do that deliberately, did he?
No, I cannot imagine that he did that deliberately. He walked off the line quite disappointed, so I think he might have operated his release not in the way he would have liked it.
Well, nevertheless, it's Mike Schlosser of the Netherlands who claims the gold here in Berlin at stage 4 of the Hyundai Archery World Cup, the last stage
This match against Domagoj was so intense, so much pressure and so beautiful archery. We saw extents and tense, and it was a good rhythm as well into this match.
After an amazing season of World Cup action, we now know our lineup for the finals in Samsun. Stage winners Sarah Lopez, Yesim Boston and Sophie Dodemont will be joined by Mexico's Linda Ochoa Anderson, Korea's So Chai-won and Chinese Taipei's Chen Yi-shun. Completing the lineup is Italy's Marcello Tognoli, who secured the final spot with bronze here in Berlin. For the men, stage winners Kim Jong-ho, Mike Schlusser and Stefan Hansen will join India's Abhishek Verma and the American pair of Braden Gelantine and Christopher Schaff. France's Pierre-Julien Deloche squeezes through on points after Mike Schlusser closed the door on Domagoj Buden here in Berlin. Join us in September in Samsun, Turkey for the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals.